Uncensored Radio, Real Talk Roundtable. Real life, real laughs, real talk.
After a little bit of an extended break, welcome to the UCR Real Talk Roundtable. Pull up a chair and share your despair with us. It is time to let loose on the day-to-day doldrums that have got us down. I have the lovely Vera with me today, UCR Live's very own Venting Vera, and Uncensored Horror's Katie McCarthy is with us today as well.
Hello.
Like old times, kids. Like old times.
Forever, girl.
Hello. Welcome back to the.
I know.
Oh,
She's back.
shrug
She's
the
back.
shoulders. She was a little
Life
vixen.
Life is lifing, but we manage to get together every now and then, right?
The bitch is back.
That's how we do it. So, I thought today, with the world as it is, we're not getting bombed into oblivion yet.
Well, it is Taco Tuesday.
You know,
It is Taco
you never know.
Tuesday.
Yeah, we get
Excellent.
a couple of hours reprieve on the possible annihilation of the species. But I thought sometimes we've got to take our problems out of the macro. Yeah, we've got to get really down in deep into the minutia, because this episode was inspired by an incident that happened to me last week.
Oh, excuse me.
So we're doing cast Crashouts this week. The little tiny things that have driven us to the wall. I'm going to save mine till a little bit later, but I have something for you that's just a general one, and I want to see how you guys react to this story.
Oh no.
So, schools, particularly in the UK, are replacing analog clocks with digital ones in exam halls because many students struggle to read traditional clock faces. Wait for it. This initiative aims to reduce stress and time management issues during tests, as many young people are more accustomed to digital timekeeping on smartphones and computers. The inability to read analog clocks caused anxiety during exams, prompting schools to switch to digital.
We have both. So
We had both when I was in high school. I mean, it's not that hard.
Can I just maybe play devil's advocate here?
Oh,
Sure.
yes, you must.
sure.
Isn't school where you go to learn things? I'm sorry, don't we go to school to learn how to do things?
So my youngest is learning it. I think my oldest missed out on it due to, the end of the
COVID.
world. But he
The
knows how
last
to.
end of the world.
But he knows how to
Previously
do
at
it
the end of
now.
the world.
But he knows how to do it now. So
But all right, so let's
Well,
flash back. Let's
we
flash
did
back to
not
the
have
80s.
an analog clock and a digital clock. We had an analog clock on the front of every classroom, and then there was like a little 2-hour timer that the teacher would start, and you have 2 hours, and you could sit there, and it would tick down an hour 30, an hour 20. That's how it
Yeah,
was.
so it's like a time. That's a
a
time key, like a clock, like a counter. That's not like
I have-
necessarily a clock.
3 words for you. Big, comfy couch. Learned on the clock rug. Boom.
Yeah.
But back in the 80s, hi there, elder millennials.
I was old enough to drink in the 80s.
Yeah, there we go. Vera was too drunk to tell time in the 80s. She didn't know what was going on.
She didn't care what time it
I
was.
knew what time it was.
The sun was coming up. That means it's time to go home, have a shower, and go to work. That's
Yeah.
right, girls. But it was kind of a rite of passage that you got a watch to learn how to tell time. It was like a thing, right?
If it was
Yeah.
the 80s and the 90s, it was a swatch. Like, let's get this accurate, okay?
Yeah. It's like,
Mine was a Cinderella watch.
oh, Cinderella.
Yeah.
But you started out with a little digital watch because, I don't know, you used to have a watch back in the day because we did not have these things 24 hours a day
Right.
attached to us. But then when you grew up, you got a real watch, or you got one that had both, and you're like, oh, I can see both times. To me, it's like the mental equivalent of never learning to tie your shoelaces. Like, it's okay, I'll just get Velcro.
Well, I
It's
went
okay.
to Catholic school. They started teaching us how to read a clock in first grade.
Right?
You know, we would be able to. We had to know 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. You know, in first grade. Then the increments, the minute increments came later, but.
All right, so the argument would be, yes, okay, in an ever-evolving digital world, probably the need for an analog clock is questionable, but that's not the world we operate in. What if these people join the military?
Right.
3 o'clock, hold on. What is that? I'm digital. I only know how to tell the time on a digital clock. Bang, you're dead.
But I think they still do have digital clocks. It's just in 24-hour clocks, so it's military time.
But still, like on your six is on your six.
On your six,
Right.
Yeah, okay, fair
Like,
enough.
you know what I mean? Where's that? Splat. You're gone.
I mean,
This
people
is-
like
It's
to
a
say,
survival skill.
people like to say, "Oh, hey, I know how to use like one of those dial phones or whatever." It's like, yeah, so do I. Are you bragging about that?
Rotary phone.
Rotary phone, whatever.
Dial phone.
Whatever.
I love it.
I don't know the technical terms for this.
There
I'm
is-
just a
look.
dumb millennial.
There is, but come on, you're not that millennial that you wouldn't have come across one of those in your time.
A rotary phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've used them. I just didn't know
Yeah.
what it was called.
I
But
think
But people like
Watching-
just all the world's problems is the millennials' problem. I just want to point that out there because I remember very specifically during lockdown, everyone on spring break, it's those goddamn millennials going on spring break and spreading it. Bitch, I'm in my 30s with a newborn. I'm not going nowhere. You are blaming the wrong generation, okay?
100%.
Like I may be crashing out on a regular basis for like everything because the sky is falling, but it's not my fault for everything.
As
Okay,
I
just let me
recall,
crash out in peace.
We weren't blaming the millennials. We were blaming the government who kept
Well, it's because you
telling
have some
us
common
this would
sense.
go away and it was a hoax.
Well, you have some common sense though, but everything.
When
else
you got
you go on the
when you
internet,
got told
and
to
all the
eject
millennials-
window cleaner and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, the light bulb.
And look who was in charge then.
Oh,
Oh.
Jesus Christ! I'm actually okay. Well,
But again, that's a macro problem.
okay, so
We're
maybe
going
that's
to the micro
okay. So
one.
maybe
Staying
this is
micro.
my crash
Yeah,
out.
Staying micro.
Oh,
maybe
you got to
this is my
crash.
crash
All right,
out.
it's your turn, is it? Okay,
I'm just
here
saying,
we
maybe
go.
that's my crash out. Okay, I'm just sick of the millennials getting blamed for everything. We've lived through what? Terrorist attacks. Let's see, recessions, wars, pandemics. We're going to go through another war and another recession. Probably going to head into another pandemic. School shootings.
Shootings after school shootings.
School shooting after school. Just endless violence. But I'm a snowflake and I need a safe place. Never mind that. Never mind all the crap I've seen. I am old enough to remember sitting in a classroom and watching the towers collapse. And I remember very distinctly thinking, I'm going to tell my children about this someday, and I'm still going to relive this. And it's going to be so much more like real to them than reading it in a textbook, hearing their mother say, I watched people jump out of building in real time. And it was very scary. And you didn't know if it was coming to your small little podunk town. I had nightmares about it.
It took me 10 minutes to figure out we were under attack. And this wasn't some horrific coincidental occurrence.
We've had this conversation a couple of times, actually even recently on UCR Live, but I think it is just the fact that, and I don't necessarily think that people think millennials, it's those younger millennials / Gen Z that people, or even Gen Alpha these days, that people are going, oh, they're snowflakes, that everything needs to be covered for them. But it's because of the reaction. It's because of the parental reaction. So I think the millennial children who were children want to fight against the traditions and the whatever that they didn't love as they were raised, and then it handed down to the next generation. And we've given a lot of autonomy and a lot of importance to feelings and all of that kind of stuff that doesn't necessarily coalesce in a real world scenario.
Like, I'm just throwing this out there. I had a very normal childhood, as normal as I can be, okay? Because we all know I'm not normal. But I had great parents. I still have great parents. But I'm going to say that they did not raise me to be very emotionally intelligent. I had to learn that myself. So when I started having kids, I said, okay, I want them to be able to regulate better than I did, because I didn't do a great job growing up. I'm in therapy to help myself regulate. And there is nothing wrong with therapy. I suggest it for just about everyone, especially if it's accessible to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I really wanted to focus on giving my kids the tools so they can help regulate themselves, so they can have a little more voice with telling people how they feel without fear of being rejected by it. And I think my kids are pretty good at that.
Just giving them the language to say how they feel.
Yeah.
You know?
And
that's all well and good.
Yeah. And I had a lot of autonomy as a child growing up, and I feel like I give my kids about the same.
And that's good stuff to arm your children with. That's good stuff to arm the generation with. I think the problem comes when they expect the world to cater to everything.
Right.
Because even though we are in an ever-changing generation, there are certain things that don't change. Like, I've watched a few TikToks where people are like, well, I'll work from home because I'm feeling sad about my cat today. It's like, no, that's not how the world works.
This is not
how the world works.
This is a real thing.
We have to do our due every day, no matter what's going on in your personal life. Just because your aura is feeling a little bit brown that day doesn't mean that you get to not participate in society, especially when you are a grown adult that has people relying on them. You are a part of a team. We're all part of a bigger machine. Really. Like, that's right.
But I'm sick of being told to pick myself up by my bootstraps. When I work 3 jobs, I have kids, and I still manage to find time to try to do things for myself. But again, the world is crumbling. I have 3 jobs. Don't tell me to get another one just because you're so completely nose blind to what's going on. Don't tell me to pick myself up by my bootstraps. You ruined the economy for me. It's your fucking fault.
Well,
again, that's a macro. That's a macro. That's a macro issue. That's a macro.
I do really feel that the people, though, that are most offended and most quick to point out, oh, they give that person a participation trophy, are the ones that are so bent out of shape because we elected a black man. I'm going macro, I know I am. Because we don't like the current president, because we might call him a moron. They're the ones that are going
Vera, you protested on a Saturday in the middle of the afternoon. How dare you? Go get a job. Right? Go get a job. You're going to make me crash out again.
That's the plan today. Well, since Vera is queen of the vent, let's for our first proper crash out. Let's go to Vera. What are you crashing out about?
This is very micro and very niche, and I'm sure neither of you are going to be able to relate to this.
I'm ready.
We have recently changed all of our software at work, and we now have an AI receptionist. And the AI receptionist never asked how to pronounce my name, never asked about my preferred name, just keeps telling patients that my name is Elvira. I have hated that version of my name since I was in 1st grade.
Does she say it just like that?
No, she doesn't, but
she's Southern.
Actually, it's a he, our AI receptionist. But all of my patients who are getting through to me are saying, "Good morning, Elvira." And I will say, as politely as I can, it's actually pronounced Elvira, but most people call me Vera. because I know that white people can't get their tongue around Elvira. I don't expect you to do that. But if I fucking tell you, don't call me Elvira, and you continue to call me Elvira, you're a fucking jackass. You are the worst of the worst. You can't get people's pronouns right. You would never have a friend called Charles and refuse to call them Chuck or Skip or Chip or whatever the fuck they want. But because my name's a name you haven't heard, you've got to drag it out and call me Elvira. Oh my God, it's making me fucking crazy.
I don't think that's limited to you because it's literally the physical manifestation of the spelling of my name is in my email. The spelling of my name is in my email. Literally, the spelling of my name is in my email. The amount of Stephen PHs I get, it's ridiculous. I'm like, dude,
you know
look,
what my
look
favorite
above
is?
you.
So my email will say my name is Kathleen because that is my government name. My government name's Kathleen.
My government name is Elvira, but
So
nobody can say it. So I
it says Kathleen.
it to Elvira.
Right. But I will sign my emails Katie because that's what I go by. I go by Katie.
By Vera.
When you send me an email back that says, "Hi, Kathy," where the fuck did I say my name was Kathy?
Yes.
Kathy.
I had a friend. Her name was Teresa. She preferred to be called Tess. And there was a woman in our social group who never would call her Tess. She intentionally, deliberately would always call her Teresa to be an asshole. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe.
G'day, mate.
You know, and I just, what does it hurt you to address someone the way they prefer to be addressed? Why do you have to call them by a name they don't want or that isn't really their name?
I mean,
that's just fucking asshole behavior.
The bare minimum respect you can give someone is to ask them their name, ask them how to pronounce it correctly, and then use that name. That is the bottom of the barrel, bare minimum respect.
If you met somebody and they walked up to you and said, "Hi, my name's Francois," then you could call them Francois. But if they walked up to you and said, "My name is Francois," you owe them the respect of trying to say Francois. It's not that fucking hard.
I kind of went through, it's weird because all I did was drop an N off the end of my name a couple of years back, just because whenever somebody says Stephen, I feel like I'm in trouble. I don't know why. I don't know why. I feel like I'm in trouble when somebody full names me. I'm like, oh God. So I just started going by Steve, which is fine because that's what a lot of people called me anyway, and it's not hard, but yeah, the amount of anytime I'm like, I'll write my name is in the email address, not giving too much away. My name is in the email address. I'll sign it at the bottom, Steve, and still I'll get PH.
It makes me think of that meme. Stephen with a PH. Stephen.
Funny offshoot, and this is I changed all of the computer wallpapers at one of the music stores I used to walk to that over Christmas because I was working there. So every time you open the computer, be like, and then I changed my name tag to Stephen. Steve.
We did the mud run one year, and our name was Team Stephen.
And then we got a message from head office. We got a message from head office. Everyone's name tag must be their actual name. I'm like, well, that's boring.
That is boring. Give me a break.
I'm sorry you don't like fun.
I have been Vera since second grade. I really, and nobody could say Elvira correctly. I didn't want to hear Elvira. My mother went into the school. She had everything changed to Vera.
Yeah.
But my legal name is still Elvira, and that's the name on my nursing license, and that's the name on my passport.
I feel like
that's what Joe's just saying. That's what Joe's just saying here. I had this trouble at hospital. Only the nice nurses called me Joe. The rest called me Joyce. I haven't been Joyce since I enlisted in the army at 17. I'm 61.
I feel like you're missing a real opportunity here at Halloween, Vera.
Yeah,
You don't
should be
even.
Elvira,
Don't even.
mistress of the dark.
That fucking troll.
You could be the Mexican version.
Yes. Who says their name Elvira?
Elvira with El Tacos.
You could be a mix of
Tacos.
you'd be like a happy. Oh no, nope. That's a microaggression. I'm gonna wait.
Nearly cancelled yourself there, Katie. You're a bit out of practice. You're a bit out of practice. She's got to get back in there.
Listen, well, because I don't know where she's from, so it would not make sense to make that joke. I just know
This is
that
El
she's
Salvador.
I'm just gonna Google it before I make the
I'm from right
microaggression
here.
joke.
Yeah, I'm from around the corner.
I've been here my whole fucking life.
I done been here, girls. I done been here.
I don't even speak that other language.
Nope, wouldn't have worked.
I
Okay.
guess so. To wrap
I'm
it, I
glad we
guess
did.
it comes down to we are stuck with the names we are registered with, but hopefully, and with I guess
But if somebody,
it's a
if you
downside
meet
of AI.
somebody and
Yeah.
they say, "Please call me Vera,"
Then you go.
how do you fucking not call me Vera? That's just fucking mean.
You've got to. All right. Well, you've got to go and introduce yourself to the AI. Just go
Listen,
start.
bitch.
Go
my
start
name is
talking to the wall
Elvira.
socket, Vera. Go start talking to the wall socket. You might never have to work again. My name is Vera. My name is Vera. She's finally lost it, folks. Let's ship her off.
Then your voicemail says, "Hello, you've
Well,
reached the
I'm
voicemail of
sure-
Vera, bitch."
I'm sure the vendor that sold us this software knows how to change that, but nobody fucking asked. Nobody
Yeah.
fucking cared.
Sometimes that thing is just to roll it out and hope for the best. At least it's a new software. One of my jobs I think it's it's definitely from the 90s. It's like key commands and all that kind of stuff. It's like, oh, okay. This is dating us severely. And then you can't use stuff, but that's another thing. All right. Ms. McCarthy, what have you got? What's the crash out for you this week?
Another one?
Yeah.
Another one?
Another one. Just
Another
something
one.
small.
Oh,
Well, that wasn't really. That was kind of just. I
I don't know. I felt like that was a really good
I
crash
think that
out.
was
You
a
gotta-
real one. I think she.
you gotta
was
have
I mean,
at
I
the
can keep
moment.
going. Vera, I can keep going. I can,
Have you met Katie?
I can crash out
have
about
met.
just about.
I know it's
Protest
been a while,
together.
but you remember Katie, right?
Okay, so let's stay on brand for me. Let's stay on the spooky shit. I am
Okay.
so sick and tired of every announcement of a remake or a reimagining of movies that were great in the first place. You're gonna fuck it up, and I'm really sick of it. Most recently, my crash out is going to be about Texas Chainsaw Massacre because they just sold the rights to this for A24, I think it was, and Glenn Powell. Glenn
Powell.
Powell. Let that sink in for a second. Glenn Powell. I don't have anything against the man, but he hasn't given me any sort of indication that he can handle something like that. I just want something new. And even if you suck at it, weapons, at least you tried. At least you tried. I will give you so much credit for trying. And look, at the Oscars, Sinners won Oscars.
Sinners was good.
And Weapons won Oscars. So it proves right here. The
Before that?
substance.
Yeah.
See, you try something new and it gets rewarded. But if you keep remaking these films that were already good in the first place, just because you want to reintroduce it to a new generation, listen, I grew up on the old movies. They hold up. They're fine. Maybe some of the jokes won't hold up, but you got to understand that it's from a different time. Does it make the jokes okay? No, but you understand the context of it. Just do it.
Well,
Stop making remakes for fuck's sake. I'm sick of them.
as a theater kid, I mean a real live theater kid, I have seen 700 different fucking versions of Gypsy. Anytime a diva reaches 50, somebody puts up a new version.
I don't need to see Chicago again.
No. I feel like musicals may be
Only
different.
for the person in it, you know what I mean? It's not.
Well,
not gonna get
I
any
do.
near
I
it.
gotta say, I do kind of want to see the new Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I feel like
for
musicals.
that bulge.
Well, I feel like musicals are different though. Like,
Yeah,
Yes. But
it's an interpretation thing. But you know, I was thinking about this a while ago. It's just even more so like in the early 2000s, we went through this remake-a-palooza of everything, not just horror movies, because you know we wanted it for the new millennium, we wanted it for the new people. People wouldn't watch a movie made 20 years ago, 30 years ago, etc., etc. We're kind of to blame for it too, though, because they want to release things in cinemas or put things on TV that have an inbuilt audience already, so that it's already guaranteed success for revenue, for residuals, for all that stuff, for marketing, because of the state of the industry now. Because we are a streaming society now. Nothing's given the chance to grow and to find an audience. It's either great out of the gate or it's done. And that's not how, especially in the old, like look at how many old TV shows weren't great in the first season or the first two seasons or stuff like that.
See, I'm going to push back on this one because I think that streaming has allowed a lot of niche TV shows and niche movies to thrive.
Yep.
People their audience grows, you know, I mean,
Not on Netflix.
Well,
Firefly
Netflix is
or-
shit, but like, listen, they're like,
Supernatural.
I will give Netflix its flowers for just 1 second, because before it became a soulless corporation, it really did try to do originals, and it was doing well with it. Even Prime is trying to put original shit out, and I'm not going to defend Jeff Bezos, not for 1 second. But
I am. I'm getting next day delivery for free.
But like, and Hulu is another
You're
good
good, but he's
example.
gonna
Like,
charge
this is
your-
where these like small indie creators can come on and try something new, and if it blows up, then it blows up. And
You would not have seen Reindeer Games if it were released in theaters. It would have died.
I didn't see Reindeer Games anyways.
Are you talking about that baby reindeer or whatever?
Baby Reindeer. That's it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was like, Reindeer Games was a Ben Affleck movie, wasn't it?
No, sorry. Fucked it up.
I still haven't seen it, so I'm not really that bothered about
Sidetrack.
it.
I'm really enjoying all the TikToks making fun of Blake Lively in the town. Would you look crime solver or whatever? I love it. It's great. But back to what I was saying. Another great example of this is like every different version of Carrie that has come out in the last 20, 30 years. Carrie is one of my favorite movies ever. One of my favorite Stephen
I don't
King
think
books, one of my
anybody's
favorite
touched
movies.
the original.
Yes and no. Yes and no. But I mean, you're never going to beat Sissy Spacek as Carrie, but neither here nor there.
Hello, Piper Laurie is all I'm gonna say.
Piper Laurie.
They're all gonna laugh at you. They're all gonna laugh at you.
Julianne Moore, though,
Hide your
was
dirty
a
pillows.
spectacular Margaret White, though. She was so good. It's just too bad that movie.
Are
was
you gonna
terrible.
be forced to eat your own crow though when this Mike Flanagan version comes out, Katie?
Here's the thing.
Here's the thing. Yes.
Here's the thing.
We all know I am a Mike Flanagan stan. I eat up everything he gives me, and I love Carrie. So if he ruins it, I'm going to feel very conflicted. I'm going to feel so conflicted about this because, like,
I think track record speaks for itself.
It does. It does.
It'll be fine.
I'm just throwing it out there. Like, I don't know. Like, I can't say anything bad about him, but I didn't like it. I'm sorry, Mike Flanagan. Don't hate me. Cast me in your movie.
Oh dear.
I am available.
We just want to be on Netflix, obviously.
I just want to meet Mike Flanagan.
But look at so more recently in the zeitgeist sort of all, we've been through the drama of the Buffy reboot,
Right.
requel sequel series that has an inbuilt audience of millions. We talked about this on UCR Live, but it also didn't start out as a show that was drawing millions of people.
Exactly.
It started out as a
Buffy's one of
niche
those
show.
shows that has built
But that
an
was-
audience in streaming.
That was also a different time in TV where you had to tune in or you missed it, you know?
Right.
That's why the show grew like it did, and then it got more popular, more networks, and in its post its prime, it's been discovered by different generations of people. Now, because of the fact that, depending on what you read and what you understand, one of the executives wasn't a fan of the show originally and didn't understand it, that they've pulled the plug on the series, and the fact that Buffy didn't appear enough in the pilot, they've pulled it because that's not going to grab the audience that they want. It's a double-edged sword, you know? Like, people want these new ideas, but they want the old stuff, but they want it their, and this is the problem. People want it their way. You see it in TV, you see it in movies like Scream 7, like we talked about in Uncensored Horror. The K-pop group, well, the world music group Cat's Eye are going through a big drama about one of their members, and people have their opinions, and their opinions are right, and they will be poisonous because their opinions aren't followed. It's a very toxic world that we live in, where just because things don't go the way that people want, they feel entitled to cancel culture everything out as well. So I don't think there's a solve point either way. I think you've just got to put out something that you believe in and hope that it finds an audience, and that's just what being a creative's about.
Right.
You can't guarantee success.
Well, here's my question for you. With nostalgic reboots like Scrubs, like Buffy, like we almost got Lizzie McGuire, do you consider those on the same playing field as a remake or as a reimagining, or is it just picking up where it left off and just marketing off of the nostalgia factor?
It depends on how they market it, right? Because for every exciting something that's gone forward, there's Frasier, there's The Mad About You, there's all of these ones that haven't actually worked. You know, you've got to get the balance of it right, where there's enough nostalgia, but you push the story forward. Like for a uncensored horror audience, like Scream 5, we discussed that it was the right mix of nostalgia and then new blood, but the story moves forward. It doesn't try and recount. It's not a greatest hits with new faces on it. And I think that that's what people resent when it's a remake, because people love characters, they love actors, and they love actors' portrayal of characters. You don't necessarily want to see that character repeated. You want to see that character change and grow. Right? Because that's what the original run of your show was. That I just watched a TikTok with Dan Levy.
Changed that arc of that character, because now you're getting season 1 in 2024 and season 2 in 2026. Mm-hmm. You know, you're getting these huge stretches of time between season 1 and season 2.
And just because you want something to continue doesn't mean it should. I just watched a TikTok with Dan Levy where he went back to the filming location for Schitt's Creek. And
I started
he was
to watch
asked,
that, but I was at work.
He's asked, would you do a continuation? He goes, not now.
Yep.
Now that Catherine O'Hara's gone, that book is closed. And we have to appreciate sometimes, as much as you love and you want something to continue, there is a natural finishing point for things.
Right.
Well, like an example I can think of that I think is doing it well, and subjective, of course, it's an opinion. I introduced The Protege to Scrubs, the new one, like the reboot.
I haven't watched it yet.
It's actually not that bad. It's got the quirky humor you liked, but like the characters are evolving. They're moving forward. They're not stuck in they're at the same hospital, but JD's the chief of medicine now.
Life has happened, yeah.
Yeah. Like things are moving forward. One that I think didn't do it great was the Sex and the City reboot. And just like that, I think it got really stale after 2 episodes.
And they also, I think the biggest complaint with, and just like that, was they tried to transplant those characters at that time into this world now. Mm-hmm. So that they were still the same people they were in the early 2000s, in the late 2000s. And that's not real.
No.
You know, especially if they would have
after
existed,
marriage and children and career,
or even just existing in a world where life events happen.
Right.
You are not the same person you are at 20, that you are at 30, that you are at 40. Even like in 5-year increments, lots of things change. You can't just pick up it's like everyone for the longest time was banging on about Friends. We need a Friends reunion.
No, you don't.
It wouldn't work because
wouldn't.
the characters are not the characters anymore.
Right.
Like at the end of that show, they went their separate ways. You can't just go, all of a sudden we're back in the exact same situation for no reason. It's the reason why I think the Miley Cyrus Hannah Montana thing worked the way it was. They didn't try and tell the story. They just went back and celebrated the nostalgia for what it was.
Right.
It wasn't necessarily them trying. I watched bits and pieces of it. It was quite good.
Well, and that's what the Friends reunion was. And that's why that worked so well.
But I'm just saying, people wanted a series. They wanted.
Oh, I know they did, but
it
wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have worked.
No,
and
it wouldn't have
I am interested. Not that I watched Malcolm in the Middle when it was first on, but I'm curious to see what they're going to do with it.
Lots of screaming, I would imagine.
Well,
just lots of Jane Kasmerick screaming as loud as humanly possible.
Just let her do.
That's all I remember of that show. That's all I remember.
Do what she wants. Just let her do what she wants. She's
the queen.
Just let her.
All right. Well, I'm going to crash out now. This might be a big one because things that don't work. We recently had Easter. We had Easter break. Lovely couple of days off. I had to work on Saturday. Okay. A massive 3 hours on Saturday, but money is money, time is money.
Mm-hmm.
Stores closed Good Friday, obviously here.
Okay.
Stores shut in Australia. Stores also shut Easter Sunday here in Australia. Okay. Which means there is a 1 day window where you can't go out and buy everything that you want when you want it. Shock horror. I drove in to the parking lot. Sorry, I'm saying parking lot for the Americans. Parking structure of my workplace. I was due to start at 1 o'clock. I was like, I know it's going to be busy. I'll leave a little bit early. I drove into the parking structure at 20 past 12. I walked into my work at 1:30 because of the sheer amount of fucking people that felt the need to come out because they couldn't shop for 1 day. Now, I did the right thing. I went to go to the staff parking because that's where we're supposed to park. 31 spaces, it says. Amazing. It'll be easy. Except there are bollards and it's blocked off and I can't get into the staff parking. So then I have to drive into the actual multi-level parking structure where it is bumper to bumper traffic. Sitting there waiting. And my fucking issue is why on earth, A, do people living in a suburban built-up area need any kind of four-wheel drive, utility vehicle, massive thing? You're not going off-road, cunt. You live in a suburb. Get a normal car that fits in a normal car space, that we're not waiting for you to do a 78-point turn because you can't drive or reverse your own car into a car spot. Number 2, allocated, and I know this will piss people off, allocated parents with pram spots because they were the only thing open. They were the only empty parks. Baby doll, you knew what was coming. And why you need to bring a child into that fucking Hunger Games environment of parking, I don't understand. Again, highly unlikable statement. You chose to have the kid. Why do I need to cater to your parking needs? I know, highly unlikable. Don't care. Third, what does beeping?
It does nothing.
It
does nothing but aggravate you.
In a gridlocked internal parking structure do? I was ready to take to a bell tower by the time I got into work. I was like, I finally understood the postal workers. I'm gonna take to a bell tower and take you all out because you fucked me right off.
For the record, I only utilized that expectant mother parking when I was expectant and about 400 weeks pregnant and had to waddle up to the store. Once I had once I had children, I parked in the back where I had room to unpack all my crap in peace and got my
Because
steps in.
not only do you have your child, which some people can't control in those car parks, and they run out onto this. I'll just run him over. That's great. That'll just traumatize me for the rest of my life. Thanks, and everyone else that gets to watch it.
Nothing
But
like
then
a
you've
little
got to
trauma.
get your pram out, and then you've got to get this out, and then you're opening the door so someone can't park in. It's like, dude, why? Like, allocate a bay, bro. Put it under a cover. Make it actually work for people. And then the thing that pissed me off most about, especially where I work, is we have this allocated parking structure, right? A place in the parking structure where staff within the building or the complex, the mall, if we want to call it that, are supposed to park. But when it's busy, they let anyone park there.
Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous.
And we also have to pay to park there. So
Ooh.
I have to pay for the joy of coming to work.
That is bullshit.
Yeah, I think
fucked up.
employees pay for parking is bullshit.
Yeah, that is bullshit.
But then you don't allocate enough space for those employees. So who opens the store when you give those things away? Who staffs the store because you want to make more money from people coming into the store? Here's the thing. If they're in and out in under 3 hours, they don't pay anything. The people that are there over 3 hours are the people working there.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I said to the girls I was working with, if anyone from center management comes around, they're going to cop it today. I'm ready to let loose and kill people. I just don't understand. Like, stay home, motherfucker.
And what are you shopping for? Like,
what are you shopping for?
This is going to be another crash out for me. It's going to
Go.
happen.
I love it.
I actually could have.
Making every single fucking holiday like a reason to like shop for piles upon piles upon piles upon piles upon piles of gifts. Every single holiday, Arbor Day, Labor Day, St. Patrick's Day. Why are we
What
doing
the fuck are you buying on Arbor Day?
I'm just being ridiculous. I'm being ridiculous.
Here's a plan. Seedlings for all.
Get ready with me while I pack a basket for Arbor Day for my kids, and it's all neato little sensory toys because that's apparently what we're all buying. Like, I can't tell you how many times like people on my timeline on Facebook had Easter baskets packed to the brim with neatos, all of them. Like, how many of those do you need?
Right.
How many? And not to mention, like I got my kids baskets, but it's like I think I got them like each a book, and then like bath stuff because I needed to refill the bath stuff in there anyways, and I just thought it would look cute in the basket.
Practicality. Yeah, practicality.
Like, why are we like going all out for every single and like, I'm not trying to yuck your yum, but I think it's just consumerism and overconsumption to the max degree.
Well, so this is the thing though. Everyone's about consumerism and like, oh, who needs brick and mortar stores? I buy everything online. Well, you certainly didn't the other day, you fuckstick. So be consistent. If you buy everything online, stay home.
And
I would like to piggyback on this holiday trauma because
go piggy away.
Everybody fucking knew it was Easter weekend.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a surprise. Same with Christmas, same with Thanksgiving, same with 4th of July. We all know it's coming. None of these holidays are fucking surprises. No. So why freak the fuck out and start yelling at me because we were closed on Friday and you're going to be out of meds tomorrow and you didn't call yesterday, which was Monday when we were open, but Tuesday it's an emergency and it's my fucking fault that you didn't call last Thursday.
To be fair, I did get caught up in that. I did get caught up in that, but I wasn't angry about it. You know what I mean? I was like, "Oh shit, tomorrow's Good Friday, we're closed." No, I don't.
I'm teasing.
Maybe I've worked in retail too long. I don't crash out at retail workers unless they're fucking inept. But I was just like, "Oh, there's people everywhere," because I had to go to the chemist to get a little bit of a GLP-1 moment. I was like, oh, God, there's people everywhere. Oh, well, I have to wait because I waited too long. You know, I was like, it's a public holiday tomorrow, then it's Saturday where I'm working, and then it's a public holiday, then it's a public holiday. If I want to get my medication when I need it, I have to wait. I have to understand the ramifications of my actions. It's like when I used to work at the music store, and you would literally, it would be December 23rd. And I would say, we don't have that in stock, but I can order it in for you. And they go, oh, so it'll be here by Christmas. No, it won't be, because it's 5 p.m. on the 23rd. That's not how things work. Even though I just praise the Bezos for next day delivery. That if you don't have something in stock, I can't go out the back and make it for you. Where I work now, the interior. Oh, yeah, okay. I don't care. I like this bag, but the interior of the bag's blue. I want it black. I'm like, well, I'm not a Keebler elf. I'm not going to be able to just whip out the back on my sewing machine and reline something for you. Buy something else.
I am reliving my retail trauma from that.
I'm counting, like, the older I get, I'm just like, my days in front facing customer service rapidly. Everyone I work with is like, I'm sorry, we don't get paid enough to deal with these assholes.
No.
And most of the time they're not, like, most of the time they're not assholes. They're just ignorant. Like, you will say something to someone 3 times and they'll ask the same question again. You're like, I've literally said to people, I said, stop and listen to what I'm telling you, because I've said it 3 times already. This is what this is. If that's not what you want, then you have to look for something else. Oh, okay. Like, people are just so up their own asses that they want what they want when they want it. And that's
part of
the next day delivery syndrome that we all have now.
If they're calling me for a script refill, I have to forward it to the provider. And then the provider will forward it to the pharmacy. And then since COVID, pharmacies don't carry the stock they used to carry.
Mm-hmm.
And since globalization, you have like 5 manufacturers in the entire world. And now, because the Strait of Hormuz is blocked, all of those ships aren't getting oil, so nothing's getting in. So it's not my fault if your pharmacy does not have your particular brand of Adderall, you know?
You'll be happy to know that I handle all my refill requests through the portal, so I don't have to gum up your phone line. You'll be happy to know that.
When people do the right thing, it's so refreshing, though. People come and go, I want this. And you go, okay, cool. Thank you. Bye.
Well, if you call me and say, I have 2 pills left, I'm going to do my best to make sure you don't run out of meds.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm going to expedite it in every way I can, but I can't write that script for you. Why are you being an asshole to me?
Vera, I'm not trying to crash out on healthcare workers, because you guys don't need me to crash out. But listen, for every good healthcare worker like you, there's about 10 different shitty ones that make me really question, like, I can't lose my cool on this person. They're under a lot of stress, but fuck, this is pissing me off.
But I think you've also got to, like, just to play devil's advocate on that, we have to realize, and when you work within an industry, I think you realize there are guidelines, there are rules, there are things that you have to do that, you know, refund policies, all this kind of stuff isn't something that you can't control, that I can't control. So to get angry at the front facing person about that is not adequate. Like, scream into the void somewhere else. Yeah. I don't take it anymore. And I tell, because I work with younger females, because they're retail workers, you know, and people think that they can talk to them like shit. I'm like, no, you don't get to talk to them like that. Sorry.
No, thank you.
Like, no,
you don't get to talk to me like that, sir. You need to calm down, or this conversation is over.
I had a customer once complain to my manager about me because we didn't sell the things she was trying to return. She told my manager. Hold on. She told my manager I was doing it on purpose because her daughter and I didn't get along in high school. Jokes on her.
That's some small town bullshit, though.
Oh, no, jokes on her. We actually did get along. So
I when I was in nursing school, I worked as a wedding coordinator for the Willard Chapel, which is very historic Tiffany designed chapel, the last completely intact Tiffany designed chapel in the world.
That's where I got married.
So we have a lot of rules. There are things you can't do. You can't put tape on the Tiffany tile. You can't put tape on the woodwork. There are rules to preserve this historic landmark. So this bride wanted to put tacks into the pews. And I said, no, I'm sorry.
No,
we
thanks,
can't
bitch.
accommodate that. We can't accommodate that. She went off on me. She went up one side of me, down the other. And I said, ma'am, this is an historic building. You are paying to rent an historic building so that you can sit in this grandeur. We have to preserve that. She wouldn't listen. She hung up crying. 30 minutes later, her fiance calls me up, screaming at me. What the fuck's wrong with you? Are you just some damn spinster who hates people who are getting married? I'm like, whoa.
Yes.
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 I
hate married people.
Like, dude, I got some advice for you. Run.
Run.
Your bride's fucking crazy. But I didn't. I just said, sir, this is my boss. Feel free to take it up with her.
See, when they told me that, I said, cool, that's a lot less work that I have to do to decorate.
Katie, you'll relate to this because it's very similar to working in the hospitality restaurant, like food industry. When you when you do your job, and this is like back when I used to work at Lone Star Steakhouse, did my job. You go after, you go first bite, cool, check back, do another check back, and then you leave them alone. Then you get back to and there's an empty plate with nothing on it. Oh, that wasn't very good. I'm like, well, your fat ass certainly thought it was because you ate the whole thing. And when people want a refund, when they've eaten the whole thing, it's like when people bring back used shit and go, well, I don't like. Well, I'm sorry, this is what. I'm going to crash out. I'm going to crash out. This is what fucks me off. This is what fucks me off the most. Like, you don't buy a new car, drive it for a week, and then take it back and go, oh, there's a stain on the seat. So why can you do that with a bag, with a shirt, with anything? Baby, you bought it. I don't know what to tell you. And then you try and go through that, whatever that company's refund policy is, and people yell and scream at you. Then they go to head office, and they say, give them the money. And over my dead body. Over my dead body.
My favorite thing as of late is when I'm going around to tables, and I work mostly weddings. So let's start there. So I'm not taking specific orders. I'm just verifying that I've got all your dietary restrictions.
I got fish or I got chicken. What do you want, slut? Like, come on.
Like, I'm just making sure that you don't have any allergies we missed, no dietary restrictions. That's all I'm checking on. So my favorite thing is when they ask, well, what did I get? Well, this is what I have listed. Can I change it? Nah.
Not now.
Nah. Nope. The time for that was probably weeks ago. You missed the deadline. This is not
an a la carte restaurant, motherfucker.
No.
This ain't your kitchen either.
Or what else do I love? It's an open bar. I'm just trying to bust. There's maybe this much alcohol left. And it's all watered down.
And they get mad at you for grabbing their drink.
Sure does. And I tell them, go back to the bar and get a full one. You're not getting this one back. Yeah. Bye.
Because it's pretty sure you're not paying for it anyway, so calm down.
When I was still working restaurant, I was the hostess, and there was this couple every Friday night. They had a standing reservation for 7:00. They would come in at 6:30. They would sit at the bar. They'd run into friends. They wouldn't be ready at 7. They wouldn't be ready at 10 after 7. They wouldn't be ready at 20 after 7. They wouldn't be ready at 7:30. They wouldn't be ready at 7:40. 7:45, they want their table, and I've sat other people there, and they're pissed at me.
No, you get a 15. Oh, because I was a host for a very long time. You get a 15-minute window, if that.
Well, yeah. If you're gonna,
then I'm calling you, and if you don't answer my phone call, your table's gone.
Every freaking week, They would make the reservation for 7 o'clock, come in at 6:30, and not sit down till 8.
See, but that takes someone to go, hey, we know that we appreciate you're a very regular customer. You have, and you're very friendly with regular customers. Your 7 o'clock booking, you're not consistently there for your 7 o'clock booking. I'm going to put you in at 7:45 because that's you're free to arrive whenever you like. And if I can seat you earlier, we can seat you earlier, but I can't guarantee you a 7 o'clock booking. I was that, but I'm that bitch. I'll have that fight every day.
I was not that
every
bitch.
day.
I was like,
I will
all right.
find me someone to fight with. It's been a while.
Table
Find me
10's going to
someone
flip
to fight
in 2
with.
minutes, so I'm going to seat somebody here.
Yeah.
I was keeping one table open for them all night long, but
this is also that entitlement thing too. I get you make a booking, but if you're not there for that time or you're over that time or something, you do the right thing and you call.
mm-hmm.
You go, oh, hey, we're stuck in traffic. I'll be about 5 minutes late. I'm really, really sorry. Can you hold the table?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. I'll do that. But anything past that 15 minutes, it's gone. And if I that would used to be my rule. And by the time I'd finish, I was like head host and doing all the things.
And
I'm
my final crash out, if you
Yeah.
treat your servers like shit, you are a piece of
Oh.
shit.
Yep.
Yeah, I 100% believe that everyone should have to work a minimum 12 months in some kind of front-facing customer
Yeah.
service.
Yep.
Hospitality, retail, something like that. And you know what they should also do? People that work in a head office should have to work at least a week in a store.
Yep.
Yeah.
As part of their training, because the dissonance between a head office and a location, whether it's retail, whether it's hospitality, whether it's hospital, healthcare, they don't. And once you've been out of that, once you've been out of that bubble, you don't know. You don't know the inner work, and it's so individualized in different areas and different people that you can't have a blanket statement. This is how we do things. That's not how it works. So get your ass from behind your desk and come to the ground war.
This is not actually a crash out. This is just something that my two
That's a semi-crash
mutual
out.
theater friends might understand. Anytime I've had to train somebody in front of house, my first rule of thumb: know your script. Know what you need to say to people.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, we know that one of my if you're a long time watcher of this show, my my one time rule is never rub at someone's belly assuming they're pregnant.
No. You know what's so funny? I was making this.
Do you really?
I
need
watched
to make
it happen.
That a rule?
I watched a girl do it, and I watched it happen in slow motion. I'm like,
No. See, when I was
watch
pregnant,
back.
you never knew, because I'm a busty girl. If you've seen me in person, I'm a busty girl. So when I had a big belly to match my big chest, you didn't know. You didn't know whether I was chubby or with child until I told you I'm very pregnant. Thank you.
Yeah, that's like you never. Yeah, there's certain things you never do. Like, yeah, that's one of them. that is one of them.
That's you know what they say about.
I watched it. I just watched it in slow. I can still to this day remember it happening.
No.
I know exactly where I was standing. I know what table it was, and I was just like, she's gonna touch her belly. She's rubbing her belly. That woman's not pregnant.
Oh
no. Unless I know you very, very well and I know that you're not going to care that I'm touching your belly, and I'll still ask you anyways, can I touch your belly?
I never touched my sister's belly.
I
I'm
asked.
not initiating physical contact with strangers. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Just
In a
friends.
work-related thing? No, ew.
Just friends.
In a
Just
work-
friends. And if they tell me no, it's like, cool. That's fine.
Sorry, I should walk that back. In a work-related thing. Physical contact with strangers is fun, but not at work. Not at work.
Not pregnant bellies.
Jeff, I could just hear
contact
Jeffrey in
with
the background.
strangers.
You lying bitch! I'm like, okay, never mind. Never
Physical
mind.
contact is not fun when your job does not require physical contact.
Yes. All right. Well, I'm feeling a little bit lighter about life now. I've crashed
keep
out
going.
a little.
I could keep going.
I could keep going. I could keep going.
There we go. If you ain't Buddha,
No touchy. No touchy.
No touchy. I agree. No touchy if you ain't
No
put up.
touchy.
And
No touchy.
just no touchy in general.
Yeah, just
you don't know
don't
what
touch me.
people are like.
Don't touch me.
Yeah.
Maybe overly familiar with me. Oh.
No.
Away.
You have to have
away.
permission for it. I'm not against it, but you gotta have
See,
permission.
out of my space. Out of my space.
Consent.
Well, thank you for joining us around the round table today. Thank you, Katie. It's been wonderful to have you
know.
here.
So good
Thank
be
you
on
to the
air with
lovely
Katie.
Vera. I have been Steve, and this has been, I'm sure we'll crash out again at some point, but pull up a chair around the round table with us again sometime soon, and we'll discuss the woes and worries of the world. Until then, keep your hormoose straight, people. We love you.